But if you can't get them into production, you're literally ruining people's lives.
Mhm.
Like people are coming in and sometimes it's on their last leg and you are their last option for them to make it in real estate. They just need a system to follow and someone to keep them accountable to that system. But the problem is so many of us that were in production and that's fine. I was in production for a long time. I still do a couple of deals, but like for a long time building this out, I was in production. And so it's just a matter of making sure you're building the habits that you want the agent to have long term. Showing up to the office. How quick are they calling leads? Are they saying the right things? Are they saying enough times? Do they have enough people to say it to? Really, it's those three things.
Welcome to the Cheplak Live podcast, where I sit down with only proven, tested leaders who share exactly what they're doing so that you can take it, put it into action, and win in your business. And today I have my good friend, an elite team leader, a Cheplak Live coach, and a dad, family man, just a great overall human being, Tyler Blair. Welcome, brother.
Dude, thank you so much for having me. I just ecstatic to be here. I feel so blessed and lucky. So thank you.
Well, hey man, you only get to sit here because you earn it and make stuff happen, and then also then someone who takes someone to contribute, and that's who you are. So let's do this. There's a couple areas selfishly because I know you pretty well and I know your business, and I mean I
Yep.
could sit down with someone of your caliber and the folks I interview with for 8 hours. I mean, and then we could go into the next day. But there's some specific areas that you're doing really well. But do this for us. Tell us, where's your team at right now? Talk to us on what you're tracking for closings for 2025. How many agents you guys have? Just kind of give us the bio of the team today.
Yeah. So we're sitting at 108 agents right now.
Okay.
And that is I actually pulled the numbers. Let
Oh,
me pull.
cool.
Yeah, so 108 agents. That's a 30% increase from 24 already.
Wow.
Um,
Net
vol
agent population.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So a 30% increase there. We surpassed at the end of last month, we surpassed our volume and our unit count of last year. So we are already up. We should end at 830 homes, like 830, 835. That's a 21% increase.
Wow.
And then volume wise, we should end right about 376, 375 million, which is a 22% increase from 2024. Um, the best thing that I love is this. We have 21 agents in onboarding, and then we brought in 14 agents so far in the last month.
Oh,
Um, yeah, it's just a machine. But here's what I love. We're our profit is up 45% from last November.
wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so I've got all kinds of good places I can go here. I'm going to point something out. We'll go back a little bit. I think a lot of times when people, and no disrespect, everyone does their interviews and podcasts differently. I think
Yep.
there's so much of the backstory, and then there's a little bit of the stuff. We're gonna go back and take a look just real quickly on the ramp up because hopefully people can find where they fit in your story, and
Yeah.
that's what you want to do as a coach and a leader and the human being that you are. But one thing I'm going to point out, and then we'll go to the beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, math is the past. Let's see, 30% net increase in agent population, net agent population, 21% increase in transactions, 22% increase in sales volume, and profits up 45%. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine that.
We're it's crazy. I mean, you said it. I believe it was 2 years ago. And
Okay.
it was like recruit. That is the thing. You stood up in Tahoe. I
Not
mean,
me.
every Tahoe, you're like, this is the thing. And every Tahoe, I'm like, okay, what's the thing that John is gonna give? Because that's it. I'm going to follow that thing all year long. Like
Mhm.
that's how I look at Tahoe. And it's been every year.
Mhm.
So, I mean, the year before that, it was get out of your ivory tower and get in front of your agents.
Really good. Yep. 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 People
So
miss
it's
that one.
just, yeah, it's just a matter of listening to the right people, I think.
Yeah, good. Well, take us back. How long ago did you get into to real estate and talk about your first, kind of take us through the trajectory of your career up until this point, real quickly.
Yeah, yeah. So I got into the buy sell side 10 years ago.
Wow.
Next
Okay.
year will be 10 years is when
Yeah.
I started the team. I was on my own for a year before I started the team. But before that, I did property management. So it was like, I managed 150 rentals all over the valley, um, for 27.50 a month, and I made $200 for every rental that I leased up. But I was the punching bag. That's what I learned. It was like take the crap that no one will do, and that helped me with a lot of like how to get out of situations, because in real estate it's a lot of problem solving. Well, when you're a property manager, man, you're just getting nailed all day. So the tenant wants something new and the landlord doesn't want to pay for it. So learned a lot in that, which helped.
Man, I couldn't do that. My wife, it's like, oh, let's buy a bunch of rentals. I says, we're not buying a bunch of rentals. I'm buying a few big, big ones. I'll
There
take the
you go.
risk. I'll take the risk of big ones because I know the cost of mind space. If I've got, even if I've got a property man, I just know me. I'm simple that way. So really good. So it was, you were a year in sales, and at that point in time, then you decided, hey, I'm going to grow a team.
Yeah, yeah, and it came out of nowhere. I just got so busy,
Wow.
and one of my past clients called me and was like, "Hey, I hate my job." And I was like, "Well, dude, I'm slaying this real estate thing. I'm literally got deals falling through the cracks. Go get your license and I'll just hand you my leftovers." Like that was the convo. We didn't
Wow.
talk splits, we didn't talk any of that. So
That's
then,
about how we all start our
yeah,
businesses,
right.
man.
Exactly. So that's when, I mean, it was, I think, a little less than 3 weeks. He
Mhm.
passed the test. He was on my team. And I literally just brought him everywhere.
Wow.
Whenever I made a call, I put it on speaker. Whenever I doing something, I made sure he knew about it and why. So that way he could just mimic what I did. And that's what I did for the first couple people that came, and that was all organic. That was people that needed help and I was willing to help. And here's some leads, call this way. No, you didn't say it that way, say it this way.
Mhm.
And so that's all I did was just had him mimic literally everything I did.
It's interesting. One of our pals and someone we both respect, Dan Beer, did that with his listing. When Dan wanted to get out of listings, I think he
Yeah.
said I rode around in his car with him for 90 days before Dan handed off. And look at where
Yep.
you both have
e-
ended up pretty good in your businesses.
Exactly. Yeah,
Wow.
and it's the hardest thing to let go is production for any team leader or any agent.
Mhm.
But it's the thing is, once you understand when you can move people, it's a whole different ball game.
Right. At what point did you were generating organic business, but then there was a turning point, of course, naturally, where you got into the lead game. Was it year one, year two, year three? When did you get
It
into the lead game?
it was the end of year one after I could afford it. So I started, it was door knocking, open houses, and
Yeah,
cold
I know.
calling, circle prospecting. Like I did all of that until I could afford literally a CRM, which was Boomtown. And then
Mhm.
I paid for leads through Boomtown and then eventually bought Zillow.
Wow. What was your trajectory like as far as recruiting is concerned? Talk about the first 5 years, if we were to break it down. Well, actually, no, because you've 10 years in the business, so about 9 years with the team. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, 9. Yeah, next year's
So
10. Yep.
what were your first 4 years like, or was it your first 6 years and then boom, it really moved up, or was it gradual? Talk about that trajectory of growth.
Yeah. So the first 2 years, it was very organic. I think I had 6 agents for the
Yeah.
first 2 years, and it was like follow along, do this. Like one day, literally, my wife was like, "You got 2 agents starting tomorrow," and I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, well, what are you going to do? I was like, I have no idea. And she was like, well, do this. What's the first thing you want him to do? And then she helped me. Literally, I had a one sheet piece of paper that I could slide in front of the new agent. But what happened was, it was one agent I was bringing on. He told people at the school, two of those people came. So I started three people in one day, is how that worked out. But um, it was very organic until really I met Sanit about 3.5 years ago. It was like, hey, you've got to get in the recruiting game.
How many agents did you have at that point when you
30.
met Sunit? So 30 to 108 in 3.5 years.
Yeah, three
Wow.
and a half years. Yep. Yep.
Wow. Wow. That's so good. And
Yeah.
then and so what did you do at that point in time when he said to you, "Hey, listen, you got to recruit." Okay, cool. God makes sense. Did you go all in on it yourself, or did you immediately hire someone? What did recruiting look like at that point in time when Sunit had that spiritual conversation with you?
It was me. I went all in. And then at a point that helped me bring on the right person and teach them, kind of like what you were mentioning about Dan. I did the same thing. Like,
Mhm.
all the recruiting appointments was me and this person.
So
And
good.
so I went through, and Sanit knows it, it's some crazy stories, but I went through two recruiters before I found Steven. And now Steven has been at all of the KFRs. He's been at the KFR intensive. Like, that dude is bleeding KFR, which is exactly what we need and want. So that was the shift, was finding him, but he was
Mhm.
an agent on the team.
Mhm. Mhm. What
So
was it that this is really good? Because we hit and miss, and the question has been asked to me multiple times. Well, I'd say a couple times this week. Hey, sales manager profile. Hey, recruiter profile. We know we can personality test and do all that kind of stuff, but what did you look for in him? Well, let me ask you this. What did you look for in him that now today you're saying, wow, that was it. That was what I identified, that also, for contrast, for people listening or watching, that maybe you missed in the first two recruiters. Talk
yeah,
about talk about that whole experience, because I mean, probably 99.9% of people would love to find someone like him. That guy's a dog. I mean, he's right
yes,
there in it. So
yeah, he
talk about
is.
that, the three different people, not from a negative standpoint, the other
Yeah,
two, just difference.
definitely. The biggest thing was him being able to ingrain in the current team I have,
Mhm.
and use all of the agents as the backbone of what he's building. So as he's bringing them through, he's not a stranger, to where the other guys were strangers,
Okay. So he had
right?
a pulse because he came from the bottom up.
Correct.
So he had a pulse of the organization. So that was
Yep.
the real difference there for him.
Huge.
And when you went looking for, this was your third one. A lot of people go through sales managers until
Yeah.
they find that right person. Had you made a decision? Listen, I'm just going to grab someone from the inside out. Did you go out fishing for that? What brought you to
He
choosing?
he came to us. He came to me specifically. He made one comment. I love talking to agents. And I was like, what? I never hear that. And I'm like, that's different. So I was like, hey, come over for
That's
hit the
different.
spa. I'm like, hey, dude, come over and hit the spa. Let's chat. So he came over to my house one night, and we hit this a jacuzzi, and I'm like, tell me more.
The
What do you mean
jacuzzi interview,
jacuzzi?
Tyler.
That's it. And I was like, tell me more, man. Like, what do you mean you like talking to agents? He goes, man, I would much rather talk to an agent than talk to any client.
Wow.
And so I just started digging down that path, and I was like, well,
Mhm,
you remember what so and so did? He's like, yeah, I could do that.
mhm,
And
mhm.
I was like, well, sit in on an interview with me.
Really?
And it was just
Let
kind
me
of
ask you this
nonchalantly.
real quick. Was he a big time dialer at that? Because I want people to capture this, and was he a big time dialer? Was he in the CR?
Yep.
Was he a hunter?
Yes.
How critical do you think that is above all else?
Crazy. Crazy, because that was going to be my next point. He will say
I
and
should shut up
call.
and let you talk.
No, no, you're good. You're good. You're good, because you've seen him, like,
I
he'll
know.
say whatever you tell him to say, literally to a T.
Yeah.
and be like, well, it didn't work. I said it this many times. Well, did you say, you know what I mean? Like to a T.
Yeah, yeah.
And he'll call all day long. And
How
that's
many
really
dials? How
hard
many
to
dials you
find.
think? He has certainly he's got probably weeks, and just like everyone does, no
Sure.
one's perfect. I
Sure.
do this, this, this. No, he's
Yeah.
going to have massive impact of interviews sometimes, and
Yep.
and then he's going to have some white space. If you were to look at a body of work, what's a typical outbound week of dials look like for him?
Our goal is 500 a week.
500 a week. Yeah. And what's his, and tell everyone too, so they can play with the math here. What's your
Yep.
biggest month recruiting in 2025? What was your biggest month of folks you brought in?
2021.
21 recruits. Wow. So wait a minute. Like with all the, and listen, AI is important.
Yeah.
Tech, being an innovator is important.
Sure.
But this is still undefeated, huh?
Literally. Like it's that simple. I'm like, man, if people would literally just follow all the Cheplak coaches and literally just do what they're doing, you're gonna win. Like it's pretty simple. Like everything we do, we share it.
We
And that's
do.
where,
What real quickly, how long did it take him to ramp up skill wise? Because
yeah, yeah,
we're cut from the same cloth. I mean, I was a
correct.
janitor, freaking seafood warehouse guy, grits the
Yep.
whole thing, and we'll talk about that. And I'll take that person over a skilled person all day long.
Amen. Amen.
So, and sure, there's, when you start to connect with, oh my God, the prospecting for buyers and sellers clicks and goes. It's similar principles with recruits. How long did it take you to really where like he's doing the work, but to get his phone skills up, his interview skills up, and they'll be ongoing building them. What
Yeah, of
time frame
course.
did you have to put into to that where you felt okay, he's doing good? We can always improve him, like you and I can always improve. We all got
Of
coaches.
course. Of
Okay,
course. Yep. Yep.
what did that look like? What sort of time should someone put into someone like that?
He was with me on every interview for 90 days. And then I backed off, right? So it was
Okay.
like, okay, set the first interview. I'm in on the second interview. I want to approve them all.
Oh, okay. Okay. Got it.
And then the second interview, I would be quiet. And then we would leave. And I would say, okay, we missed this, this, and this. Call them back. We got to make sure we're clear on this and this. Right? And then we would both decide, hey, are we good with this person? Yes or no? If not, how come? What are we looking for? I mean, we were getting detailed on people, but only because I wanted him to be able to make that decision without me. I
Mhm,
if Steven says they're good, I'm good. Thanks. I
mhm,
need it like that. I can't be saying yes to every person. But
mhm.
for probably another month, I was in on the second. So after 4 months, it was like, you're good.
So I want you guys to hear this. And it's very, very interesting because what Tyler did is exactly what he did with listings. He was sitting in listing appointments and then he gave someone, you got to give people rope.
Yep.
You gotta give people rope, and people don't because oh my God, my conversions will go down. Tyler's listing conversions went down. Can guarantee him, we haven't even talked about it. It's normal, but he was willing to let that go. Then Tyler's recruiting interview, it's normal. Any team
Yep.
leader can have higher conversions than the best recruiter because oh, it's the boss that thing there. So I want you guys all to recognize that. I mean, you've got to let go. How
I
long's
mean,
he been in the position, Tyler?
now it's been 2 years.
2 years. When did he really? Sure, he's done good work, but when was there a point where he turned the corner? And I'm not talking about, yeah, he
Yep.
comes to KFRs and gets training. Anyone can
Sure.
get training. I'm not trying to take that credit, but was
Yep.
there a point of repetitions that he got, or a button, a thing that clicked where he goes, "I got this thing." What was it? What do you think?
It was March and April, which would determine why the May, which was gigando, right?
That was the
And then
21 month, right?
yeah, and then what's cool is in June we had 19 pending from those 21 agents because I want people to get out of their head like, oh, agents, you're not going to make any money for 6 months. Wrong. That's wrong. If you bring them on the right way, you're going to get paid quick, and so will they, and they should.
Or it's right if you tell them that. because they
Correct.
don't expect you for 6 months.
Correct. Yep. And then when they get that check month 3, they're like, holy crap, this place is amazing. Post it.
Wow, crazy. So now he's averaging probably about 500 outbounds. What would
Yes.
you say
Yeah.
what would you say in those? I want to go back to that. So
Yep.
March, April clicked for him. He just came back, and I think, and I can remember. I mean, sure, we were hanging out, but you and I think the thing to point out too is Tyler and his recruiter have the information, but they kept coming back and being reminded of what they already had and even stuff they knew before even coming in the
Yep.
room.
Yep.
That's the piece y'all got to get. You got to learn, but you want to know what you knew, you need to be reminded. But I think you guys kind of drew a line in the sand and said, we're going back and it's a whole different ballgame. I think it was a declaration more
It
than
was.
anything.
It was. And it was the whole leadership team. Like, we like, we're William Wallace, flag in the freaking ground. Like, we're not stopping.
Mhm.
And it was that decision of all of us being all in, because I had to be all in too, right? If
Mhm.
I needed to pay for a resource, I did. If I
Mhm.
needed to pay for something or increase something, I did, right?
Mhm.
And I didn't balk. I didn't create, oh, we don't have, no, we figured it out, you know?
Really good. So
It's,
March, April, you guys made that decision. Okay.
yep,
And then your big month was which month again?
May.
May. You,
Yep.
you clip. And then June, already in June, you had 21 pendings from them.
Yes.
Wow.
No,
Wow.
19 pendings from them.
19 pendings.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about that. Well, real quickly, because then we'll go into that part of it
Yeah.
because it's the recruiting and onboarding. Those were the things that selfishly that I really wanted to chat with you about today.
Yep.
Is the uh 21 recruits. What real quickly um has kept him consistent though, because here's the thing. It's called relief syndrome. So in other
Yep.
words, wow, we hit 21, let's just coast. So now we get into the personal development, the psychology, because he knows what to
Yep.
do. He got the reward. How did you keep him in the space that this is the standard? It's not, oh, we accomplished it, let's get comfortable. We got an A plus, let's go get a C minus, I still get a B.
Yeah.
How do you handle that? Because I think it's good for your recruiter, but people to hear how you handle that with agents.
Yeah. One, I keep him involved in a lot of the leadership discussions, because I want him to understand the back end, and him understanding that back end. Because a lot of agents go to him with things. Oh, there's this. Oh, there's that. Right? You got him in it. And so we've been teaching him, like, solve that, hammer that right on the head, because a lot of it he used to push off, right? So we're teaching him how to be a leader in front of everybody, because a lot of those guys, they think they just need to bring on people and that's it. We explain to him like he's the mayor of the town as well. Like, we have a town. Well, he's the mayor. If someone's not happy, figure out why.
You
Because
know,
that
my
retention
mentor,
piece is huge.
I love what you just said. My mentor said back to me years ago, and he had I don't know, 5,000 agent company. He said, we are a tribe, village, or community. You call it a town. It's the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Well, here's the other thing I want you guys to see what Tyler's doing because he knows this. What he did is he didn't pigeonhole someone. It's called the inclusionary process of leadership.
Yep.
And so they feel like they're a part of something, but they're hearing though also why are they get reminded why we do this, okay? But also what they get to hear is instead of you're just pigeonholed, you're a recruiter,
Yeah.
he's hearing what's happening going on in the organization. Why is it important? Oh, so you can talk about culture. No, 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 no. Because the most critical thing to do in the recruiting process and interview and conversion is to be able to create an experience of what it's going to be like when you join, before you join, not just be a feature dumper
Boom. And then follow through.
and follow through and follow through and deliver. Really,
Huge.
really good. Yeah,
Yeah.
super good. How did you, how has, I think this is important too, because typically staff members, um, aren't excited about more agents because more agents means more work.
Yeah, sure. Of course it does.
Support staff speaks English and salespeople
It's
speak
so true.
English.
Yeah.
How have
Yep.
you aligned your and I hate to say employees, they're family members, but
Of
how have you
course. Yeah.
aligned your staff, your employees to guess what? We're going to grow. Guess what? You're going to be asked, I'm going to give you the resource, but we've got to be fiscally responsible in this too. So we're a healthy organization. How have you aligned them to, hey, we're going to have more work?
Yeah. So um every Tuesday our leadership team meets for an hour and a half. Steven's included on that. Every department is included. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And that keeps everybody in alignment of what our mission is each quarter, but also our mission is of the year. But how honestly, I don't cap anybody. That is my biggest thing. What I ran from people is when they cap me, is when I felt like there was some type of ceiling. And I don't care if it's the front desk gal. Like at the end of the day, like there is a cap on what I can pay you to do the job that you have, sure. But there's plenty of opportunity that we can find together that absolutely where you can win. And we've done that with several people. And so have they gotten raises along the way? Absolutely. And that's part of the conversation. Hey guys, more opportunity. That's all we're talking about. More agents, and they see it because they're getting raises and I'm up front with everything. I don't, John, I hide nothing. I'm
You
like,
mean that loose transparency word that's used out there, but well, you can't see that part of it.
at the end of the day, like the cool thing is our agents see how much the pod leader makes, how much the TC makes, how much the team makes on every check. They just got to pull it up and look. Like it's not rocket science. They can back out the math. Like agents want to feel like they don't have a ceiling and that they have help.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it forced me. Here's the beautiful thing, because I know you well enough, and maybe I'm, speaking for you, but I think I can force me to give you opportunities.
Please.
Paint me in a corner, but force me based on grit, consistency, commitment, serving the mission, not
Exactly.
hey, the clock struck 6 months. I'm
Yeah,
good. Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So good, so good. So with that said, one of the things that everyone heard or watched you say is that, wait a minute, you turned on the gas. You've always had the gas on, but you threw some jet fuel on it.
Yeah.
April, May, June. You got 21 people to get 19 pendings. And this topic has come up for years,
Yep.
and it's always really a magnet of curiosity for team leaders. Talk about onboarding, unpack the onboarding. I
I
just
love
sit
it
here.
because it's the thing. It's the thing that matters the most. You can bring on a million agents.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure. But if you can't get them into production, you're literally ruining people's lives.
Mhm.
Like people are coming in and sometimes it's on their last leg and you are their last option for them to make it in real estate. They just need a system to follow and someone to keep them accountable to that system. But the problem is so many of us that were in production and that's fine. I was in production for a long time. I still do a couple of deals, but like for a long time building this out, I was in production. And so it's just a matter of making sure you're building the habits that you want the agent to have long term. Showing up to the office. How quick are they calling leads? Are they saying the right things? Are they saying enough times? Do they have enough people to say it to? Really, it's those three things.
Right.
And so in our onboarding, it's a full 86 day. Like it is intense. And
86 days.
86 days. And we tell people like if you don't go through it, then you're 86th. And then they
I love it,
literally
dude.
and they laugh just like that. And we laugh, ha ha ha. And then I say, no, but I am serious. You do have to go through it.
Well, humor creates higher level retention, man. That's a good play.
Exactly. And literally that's
Wow.
that's the response every time. And and so as we go through it, we explain like on day 3, we do 1,000 dials. And people are like,
I want everyone to hear that, you guys. So the group does 1,000 dials, or each agent does 1,000 dials?
each agent does 1,000 dials in one day.
Why do you? Let's talk about the first 2 days. There's obviously
Perfect.
probably some telephone training and
Correct.
phone skills and stuff like that.
Scripts.
Okay,
Yep.
scripts, some administrative stuff
Figure
too.
out some follow-up boss stuff, how to move. That's it.
Okay, so it's just enough to get them to where
That's
they
it.
get to work. And do they know? Do they have a heads up? Day 3 is going to be a rodeo. Do they know that's
Oh
coming?
yeah. Oh yeah. We're very blunt. Very blunt in the interview. We say it 5 times. Like, hey, are you okay with the phone? And if they don't gasp or worry, I get worried or Steven gets worried.
Interesting.
It's the ones that are like, I'll be fine.
Every
That
Tyler, like every time. It's the
I'm like, here
craziest
we
thing.
go.
I'm
Here
going to
we
be the
go.
Michael Jordan of the phone calls.
It's like, dude, you're going to be terrible and that's okay.
Yeah.
And so, what I've found is doing this. I
Mhm.
don't care if you're experienced or new. A lot of our inexperienced agents are better on the phone after that 1,000 dials just because they did that than most agents are even out there. And so day 3 is 1,000, day 4 is 500. It's 1,500 dials in 2 days, and they get 30 to 40 people that they're following up with now.
Oh,
Some of them have a listing appointment the next day. Some of them are going on showings the next day. They're like, oh my God, what do I do? And you look at them and you wink and you're like, that's a good thing, right? And then I remind them, where can you get 30 people on day 3? Nowhere. I'm glad you're here.
yeah, really good. How uh those first 48 hours, and maybe you've tracked it, maybe not. Do you have
Yeah.
a 20% I'm done rate? Or
They're
what's your rate of folks
they're
that
not they're not done till after phase 1. So they'll do because we're very upfront
let
about
me
the
say it. I
1,000.
didn't ask the question right. The
Yeah.
quit. What's your quit rate?
40% make it through our entire 86.
How many quit by day 4 or 5 though? When they just hit that
50%
50.
of the people that quit in the week 1. That's where they quit.
So here's the thing I want to point out to y'all. And here's what Tyler's done that's really, really important. Right now, I would guarantee it's a pretty sweeping commentary. You're the heaviest weight you're carrying right now for you and your staff and your sales manager and in your culture and keeping it right is getting the agents to make calls, because you don't do this thing up front. Why wait for the inevitable?
Correct.
Why wait for the inevitable? And if you can make it
Don't.
through that, I mean, come on.
So now it's a rite of passage.
Yeah.
Literally, like it's a thing. Everyone on our team has gone through it. Like we just brought on someone and we're starting a team in Nebraska with them. She's an agent that's closed 600 transactions. She did her 1,000 dials last Thursday.
So the
Is
standard is across the board.
I
It's the
don't
way we
care
do
who
things.
you are doing. I did it. My partner did. I'll do it again. I don't care. It's I think we get in our heads like, oh, we need to make it easier. When no, it wasn't easy for us. So why you make it easy on them? You give them the system, that's the easy part, but you can't do the work for them.
No, you can't. Period. Yeah, I'll take 100% commitment over talent all day long.
Same. Oh,
I mean,
please.
that's really, really simple. How do you get better? Go to more training? No. How you get better is take the training and get freaking at bats and strike out and strike out and strike out and strike out. You're going to eventually hit the ball, but everyone quits. Same with recruiting too. Experienced
Yeah.
agents.
Yep.
Experience. It's not. People say that experienced agent's harder. No, it's not. It's longer.
Yeah. Correct.
Most people can't do longer, so that way it's harder. I mean, hello, let's not complicate this thing. Talk about, so you're bringing in these people. Talk about your leadership structure, sales manager,
Yeah.
pods, squad leaders. What's all that stuff look like for you?
Yeah, so I have a marketing department and then an onboarding department. And
Okay.
then I have my partner Jerem who runs all of our pod leaders, who's essentially the sales manager.
Okay.
But every area, so like there's Nebraska, St. George, Utah, Tucson,
Oh, wow.
Sholo, and then I have five leaders in actually like the valley.
Okay.
So there's nine altogether
And
that
that's the
all
core of the business is the Valley, Phoenix.
correct. Yeah, the Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah, Phoenix. And then all those core people talk to Jerem. They all report to Jerem.
hmm
But then I have a recruiting department, which is Steven, who
Correct.
recruits for all of these individuals as well. So he helps recruit to all of those teams. And I think that's the difference is most team leaders, they don't know how to recruit, they don't know how to handle the P&L. Man, they're so good at motivating their agents, they're really good at keeping them accountable, but all the back end crap they suck at, like the place, right? Like that's why everyone loves the place and it works, but at
Mhm.
the end of the day, or reside, it's the same thing. So we're just doing the same type of thing except with these pod leaders in different areas. We call them pod leaders.
Quick question. Let me go back to Steven in recruiting.
Yeah.
Is he a part-time recruiter? So he's out selling 10, 20 million a year?
So he does sell. It's all Sphere. He doesn't show homes. He doesn't write any contracts because we've taught him how to outsource all of that. He'll probably close 12 homes, 15 max,
So
but
it's
he's a
more of a keep
full-time
him
recruiter.
right, just to keep him crisp too,
That's it.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
really,
it's a
really
fat
good.
check that I'm not going to say no to him on a Sphere deal. Like,
Good for you. That's
yeah.
really, really good. So then you look at your pod leaders, you compensate them. They get
Yep.
a percentage of the closings that
Correct.
people
That's
have,
exactly right. Yep.
right? And what have you found right now? And certainly, with a growth trajectory, that ratio may change because you're
Sure.
constantly evolving. How many agents do these pod leaders have under them? Is there a certain time frame the agents are with them, or is it ongoing? What's that look like?
So we've had one that had 25. Um, but it just depends, right? Because
Capacity. Everyone's got different capacity.
correct, but I would say like 10 and then evaluate like
Mhm.
because we do a Monday morning meeting where the pod leaders run it. It used to be me that ran it and not anymore. So now we have the pod leaders and we run like a mini going to the board. Hey, what's your commitment? What does that feel like? How was your commitment last week? Okay, hey, you're out of town, no problem. What can we help with? Hey, you're in town. Okay, your commitment's 25 conversations. That's not enough. Or we do a mini going to the board on Mondays, but each pod leader does it.
Mhm, mhm. What
Um,
let's look at that profile real quickly and maybe there's have you found out are they typically the middle to core? They're not out there selling bajillions of dollars worth of real estate, but they're making a good
yeah,
living. Making a
correct.
good living. They're
Yep,
they're about the company, but they really want to contribute. Is that the profile of that pod
correct. And
leader?
and a lot they close a lot of Sphere transactions.
Oh, interesting. Hmm.
Yeah, they close a lot of Sphere. This is some extra money they make on their deals and on everybody that they help train. Right. We
So
take a
you give
lot
them a
off
little
their
bump in their commission. They get a little bump on their commission. They get a little piece of the action of what
whatever
they
their pod makes, they get a bump on that. And I think of it
are.
like a little branch.
Yeah, yeah. So good. Really, really
Yeah.
good.
Yep.
How about you and your day? I mean, that's probably evolved. What's
Yeah.
your day look like now today, as far as
Yeah.
running the business?
Yeah. So every morning lately and probably going forward, I'm on a call at 8:45 with whoever wants to be on our team, whoever wants to be on it. Whoever
Meaning
wants to be on the call.
recruit
No, whoever
prospects,
wants to
or
be on the call.
whoever wants to be on the
Uh,
call. Okay, good.
Yeah, so it's like a mindset thing. I usually
Okay.
do like a 3 minutes. Hey, share some wins. Hey, oh, I got this person to DM me because I was posting, or what I mean. It's
Simple
usually
thing.
that's
Totally.
it, small stuff like that. And
Mhm.
then it's usually myself or my partner that do a little bit of training, but we're doing that Tuesday through Friday, which that has been amazing.
Mhm.
Um, and then after that, I'm usually recruiting right now pretty heavily, or I'm doing discovery calls. And then that discovery call is either coaching or you're joining the team.
Would you, so a bull, even at this point right now, you're looking at your schedule, a lot of it is still involved in recruiting?
I will, yeah. I mean, I think that's the only thing I should be doing, honestly. Like it's
I
the
hope everyone
thing,
hears this.
it's
Oh,
the thing
man.
like that matters so much. And here's the thing, you can recruit quietly, sure,
Mhm.
sure, but you
Mhm.
got to recruit with abundance and get loud, because
Mhm.
as you get loud, that recruiting becomes easy. And then
Mhm.
it's not even recruiting, people just want to be in your world.
Yeah, yeah, really. That's
Pretty
good.
amazing, man.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks to you for sharing it with everybody, because dude, like
Hey,
it's,
I'm a product of, that's what I tell people. We're all a vessel. You
yeah,
know what?
amen.
I'd like to say I invented something, but no, I invented the thing of don't be a log jam, be a lake that has inflow and outflow and let it flow freely versus a pond that gets muddy and murky and those are the people that the only thing that grows there is algae.
Amen. What something that you said at the last Tahoe that's been driving home to me is follow the bouncing ball.
Mm,
And I think that that's very interesting, right? Like let's row downstream. We have stuff that works, but we're like literally I had a coaching call before we got on, and it was like, "Oh, I want to try this." And I was like, "Well, brother, you literally just filled a whole room, standing room only with that. Maybe let's do that again."
so good. So good. It's interesting. It's the distraction squirrel entrepreneur thing. Hey, okay, now that this is going, what are we going to do next? How
Yep.
about we master this first?
Boom, boom. Every 3 weeks, I do a call day on my team.
Hmm.
Every 3 weeks now for 9 years. It's
Mhm.
either a call day or a call night. There's certain things that you should just never get rid of that you love. Like I love it. I love getting in there and calling. Like it's just, there's
Isn't
just
it the
something
best?
about it. There's
It's
just
like
something
me,
about
Colin.
it.
We're cut from that same cloth. It's that grittiness factor.
Correct. It's the reminder of like, guys, I'll do it too.
Yeah, let's go into that because I think that there's things um that are just intangibles. But I think people really need to see those. And again, this is just another place where we're cut from the same cloth. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I'm not a highly educated guy besides high school, and I manipulated my way through
Same.
that
Yep.
to be really, really frankly. How important and listen, and we've got friends that I would say that there's two types of leaders. And we've got friends and people we know that do that CEO approach
Yep.
and everyone else does it and they've followed from a book to the T. And with all due respect, very few can do that.
Correct.
Very few. But then there's the ones that are the gritty and walking the talk. How important is it to literally be willing to do and continue to do and demonstrate that I will do anything that I expect you to do?
I mean, there's nothing more important as a leader to demonstrate what you want. You know, we've always heard that, oh, they're going to end up doing 50% of what you do. Well, then you better go above and beyond. Like at the end of the day, they're literally modeling everything you do. So if your team isn't winning, look in the mirror, man.
So good. So good. Everything that people aren't doing, I got to look at myself and say, where am I not doing it? Or if
Yep,
things are happening to me, oh my gosh, these are happening to me. Okay, where am I doing it to someone else? I mean, it's personal responsibility, it's
that's
principle.
it. It's principle. And you say that more than anything. You go to any Tahoe, any event, it's principle, it's principle. And it's the truth.
Yeah,
At the
yeah.
end of the day, like my blitz call, dude, I was getting on the plane. I'm on the plane on a Zoom because I said that I was going to show up every day.
Is it that's the morning one you were talking about? That's your blitz
Yep.
call? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, really
And
good.
we get about 20 people that join every morning.
Yeah, that's really good. Talk about your partner. You just quick mention.
Yeah.
Are you guys similar or the opposite in how you?
Opposite.
Oh, imagine that, huh?
Yeah. You know the rocket fuel? That's I mean that's the yin and yang, man. It's
So
the and it works because I keep us running, and then he's able to dial it all in the back end, which is so nice.
Yep, yep. We need guardrails because we'll just
Amen.
freaking, I mean, come on. It's Indy 500. We're going to hit the freaking wall and go off the course and everything. So
Every time.
really good. Well, let's close with what I think is the most important thing is that, you know, your team, my coaching, my business, your business isn't who we are. It's what we do to experience who we are at the highest level. And the one thing that I know genuinely, it's used loosely, but well, because I think it can be challenging for people. But I watch you, family, putting family at the center. Talk to people about that word that's thrown around, balance, and everyone wants balance, or there's no balance, or there's imbalance, or this and that. Talk about, you've got little ones. Tell us about your family, ages of children,
Yeah.
just so people can see that dynamic, and then talk about, because that's the most important thing we do is help. Because at the end of the day, all this other crap doesn't matter. Talk about your
Amen.
family and how you navigate through that and building a big business, Tyler.
Yeah. So I have four kids, 9, 8, 5, and 1. Um, Literally, I built this whole business while building my family. And so when I got into real estate, I tell a story all the time. When I got into real estate, I was asked, like, are you going to be married to your wife or are you going to be married to real estate? And I was like, both. And she was like, what? And it was like, I'm going to share everything. And so, that's what we've done. We're very clear, very, very clear. On Sundays, it's where do you need me, right? First. And she doesn't abuse it. It's not like, oh, I need you on these three. It's like you have to be here. Maybe it's a kids' assembly or something like that.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. I'm there. That's blocked out. And then I get all the other time to fill in whatever I need. And so it's honestly, it's direct communication
I
on
love it.
what I need and what she needs. But we both don't abuse it.
Really good. How much do you, I'm curious, I'm going fishing here.
Yep.
How much does the time, and I don't mean from a negative standpoint, I'm just saying, how often is time talked about between you and your wife?
All the time.
Dude,
That's
right?
all we talk about because it's like
Yes.
if I'm not working, I'm with my kids. And
Mhm.
I get asked this question all the time. How do you do it? Well, I can tell you I'm not watching Netflix.
Mhm.
Oh, I
Mhm.
don't have time. Yes, you do.
Yeah, really
I'm
good.
living proof. Like, dude, I give all my kids have an amazing attention from me. All my coaching clients get amazing attention. My business gets amazing attention. It just means that instead of basketball every night, it's basketball on Tuesday nights.
Really good. Yep. I can
It's just
remember, I
some
don't know.
dis.
I don't know if you knew this story, but I remember a friend of mine said to me in the come up, I don't know, it was about 11 years ago, and he said, man, you can give me all the stats on the Duke Blue Devils starting lineup. You can tell me everyone's batting average and all this stuff, and you're, and nothing wrong with being a fan of someone who does something great, but man, you're praising the names of all these other men's names on the back of a jersey. Why don't you put your energy into becoming a name, having a name on the back of your jersey people look up to? I freaking took, I didn't rip it off. I took my
Yeah.
TV down. I didn't watch TV for 8 years.
Yeah.
8 years. So it's this minimize to maximize. I mean,
It's
that's
really that simple.
that's the simplicity of it. Really
And
good.
don't get me wrong, like my wife will be like, I want you to watch this with me. I'll be like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, well, no, no, it's like,
No way,
okay.
that doesn't support the mission.
Yeah. Like,
Because
it's
there's
like,
two missions, right?
correct.
There's the business
Correct.
mission and there's the family mission. But
Yep.
that's where, right? Like I said, is you got to have that time consciousness.
Correct.
My wife's super good with me on that. I need that guardrail.
Same.
I'm a
Yep.
freaking,
It's
listen,
seasons.
oh yeah, season, reason, lifetime. But I mean, oh, there's trees in the way. I'll mow them down.
Yeah.
Well,
Amen to
no,
that.
just come on, chill out. Well, here's my final question. And I'm sure there's a bunch, but what's the maybe one or two? What are one or two of the most impactful things that business success, um, profits, making a decent living? What what's the one most rewarding thing from this for you personally?
Um, I honestly think it's the people around me winning. At the end of the day, like a check's cool, that's awesome. But it's the phone call of, hey, my Mercedes took a dump. Looks like I gotta buy a new car.
And they
No
can't.
big deal, right? Cash, agent on my team. It's the text messages from the coaching clients of like, dude, I have 12 agents and 15 listings from those 12 agents that I didn't have until I met you. Like it's just that it's the thought of like your advice paying off. You worked so hard to have your knowledge and
Mhm.
now people implement it and
Mhm.
then you're watching their life change in front of your eyes. I think that's what it is for me. I love it. Like my life's already changed. Like I'm fine. Like my family gets to live an incredible life. Well, now I think we have to share that. I think that's, as you say, like we're the vessel. Well, I'm just a vessel of what's possible of growing your family and building a business and being happy at the same time.
Yeah, I will, because it's true, and it's not something you've left out. Because I knew when I asked it that there were so many things you could share. Um, Watching, and I know you live it because you posted about this. I think it was, I don't know, did you taking your parents on a vacation? Did you take them to Hawaii or something, put them on a flight first class with you or something?
Yeah.
Blew their
Yeah.
mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
My
all
dad.
that
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
that's where it's like, that's what people don't really understand. Like, my parents worked at Mesa Public Schools, so a first class flight for my dad is he's freaking eating Cheerios, I think is what he was, Honey Nut Cheerios. He texts me and he was like, "This is fucking amazing," and I was like, "Get it, Dad!" Like it's just, but
yeah.
like hard
Mhm.
work in real estate,
Yeah.
it's pretty simple.
Mhm. Really, really good. Well, Tyler, I appreciate you. We'll do it again. There's so much we can talk about, and we'll continue to evolve together. The Coaching, you're one of our Cheplak Live coaches, which is beautiful. It's just a requirement, and I'm fortunate to have people that want to. Someone like you, who's where many people want to get to. You can go to tyler.cheplakllivecoaching.com and fill out a questionnaire, and he can schedule a discovery call with you. And where else is a great place to connect with you?
Yeah, you guys can just text me 480-291-4478. Instagram handle is the Tyler Blair.
Awesome, simple. Tyler, I appreciate you, brother, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you so much.